Hey y'all, it's your girl Barbie J here. Welcome to my channel, June BLC. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Barbie J here with the recap and review of Tyler Perry's comedy drama, Sisters, Season 8, Episode 19, Knuckin' and Buckin'. I like that title. I don't know why. I guess it's going to be Fatima. We'll see who else will be knucking and bucking. But before we get started, if you're new here or if you are returning and have not subscribed to this channel as of yet, please take a moment right now and hit that subscribe button. Then hit the notification bell and select all. It'll let you know every time I upload any new content to this channel. Then I ask that you smash that like button, which is the thumbs up button. Write a comment and join the conversation and share, because sharing is caring, y'all. So now, this episode started with Fatima and Tamara. They going back and forth about who may have stabbed Gary. Fatima says she don't have proof, but she has motive. So she shows Tamara the video, and Tamara tries to snatch Fatima's phone, and it falls to the floor. So Fatima looked at her and back smacked Tamara into yesterday. Maybe 2 days back, but anyway, then she then she bent down next to her and said, "F around and find out." And Tamara's nose is bleeding, and she's still trying to be tough as Fatima's asking her if she and Hayden went to Andy's wedding and stabbed Gary. So she's like, "You think a little bloody nose is going to stop me from saying something?" So Fatima's like, "Okay, I guess you're going to have to learn the hard way." So she calls her cousin, which we all know is Madam. She called Madam. She put her on the phone with Madam, and she told Madam, "F you and your cousin. I ain't living my life in fear. I don't care." So she said, "Okay then, girl." She gave Fatima the phone back, and Fatima said, "I guess you'll learn the hard way." So I guess Fatima left and went somewhere. I don't know where she went, because the next thing you know, we see Fatima's getting into an elevator when she gets a phone call from like a receptionist or somebody at the law firm. And she's letting her know that there's a big partner meeting going on that she thought she'd like to know about because it just popped up on the calendar. And I said, uh-oh, it's about to go down now. So Fatima thanks the lady for calling her, and she said, "I owe you lunch." She said, "No problem." She said, "I love sushi." That was that. Then we see Andy comes home. She's wiping her teary eyes, and she finds Danny in her apartment asking her what she's doing there. And she tells Andy she needs some legal advice. She's talking about suing Higher Airlines. And she tells Andy what happened, and Andy basically said she can relate. Then Danny notices that Andy has been crying, and she asks what's going on. And she tells her that she and Jordan have broken up for good this time. She said they done. And Danny asked what happened, and Andy ran off a list of things that happened between Gary, Robin, FBI, and all this stuff. So they talk about their relationships with Jordan and Tony. Then Andy asks if Danny loves Tony, and she says yes, but what's love got to do with it? I have to worry about my livelihood. And she says, because she said, if you want to take legal action against Higher Airlines, there may be some repercussions for Tony. And Danny said she's got to think about herself, because Tony sure wasn't thinking about her when he fired her. So she got to do what she got to do, she said, to get her stinking ass job back. I said she don't even like the job, trying to fight to get it back. So Andy laughs and says she needs to get her job back first so she can help Danny get her job back. Then Andy gets a call from Fatima, and she says, "Girl, it's go time." Andy hangs up and tells Danny she about to get her job back. And she said, "Make yourself at home." And Danny's like, "You ain't said nothing but a word," and kicked off her shoes. So now we have Miss Lisa. She comes back to Karen's apartment and finds Aaron in bed with Karen. And she's a bit disappointed about this. And she asks Aaron, "You know what? I need you to step out a while." She said, "I can't talk to my daughter with a half-naked preacher standing there." And he's like, "Oh, my bad. I'm sorry." And then he goes in the bathroom to get dressed, I guess. And she asks, "Was it good?" And she's like, "Mama." She said, "Well, don't be bashful now." So Aaron is finally dressed, and he said, "I'll talk to you later," or something like that. And she's blowing this kiss to him and all this stuff, and he's catching it and all this stuff, like they so in love all of a sudden. And I'm like, what is going on here? And she's giggling and glowing and so happy and all of this stuff. And so he said he'd call her later, and he left. And then Miss Lisa's like, "Okay, so what's going on? What are we doing?" And Karen swears that they realize they both still have feelings for each other, and that she gonna take her time and move slow and all this stuff. And her mother said, fine, but just remember, it's not just you now, it's you and those two babies, okay? And she said, yes, mama, I know what I'm doing, or something like that. And she said, okay, whatever. So now we see Maurice at the bank. He walks over to Sabrina, who has this miserable look on her face as she fiddles with papers on the bank counters. So Maurice said he was about to invite her to happy hour to go out for some drinks and get her mind off of what's going on. And I said, I thought she couldn't drink while she was going through all that procedure that she was doing. I don't know. I could be wrong. But anyway, she said that she can't because she has dinner plans with Rich. And she tells Maurice that she's got a lot on her mind with Rich and Damani and Turks and Caicos. And he said, what? So Sabrina tells him everything. And of course, Maurice is turning everything into a joke. And he said he does that to lighten her spirits because she's always looking miserable, bringing in bad spirits and bad energy, which is going to affect the baby. But she said, I'm about to have a serious conversation with my man. And I'm just in this mood. And he was like, well, girl, I ain't gonna let you affect my mood. Let me get out of here and go to happy hour. Something like that, he said. Anyway, Sabrina was just standing there staring into space. So now we have Zach. He gets home and Fatima's there filing her nails, and he asks what happened to her. And she tells Zach what went down between her and Tamara. So she let him know that Tamara got buck with her cousin. I guess that's the bucking and the knuckin'. The fight that Fatima knucked her with a knuckleball or something. I don't know. I'm assuming that's the title. But he said she got buck with her cousin, and Zach is like shocked. He's like, what? And Zach is like, I bet you she dead now or something. But anyway, Fatima reminds him that they're running out of time with Agent Watts' timeline because Tamara didn't give up any information, and she definitely did not give up Hayden. So then she tells him she has to leave and go to the office. They kiss goodbye and part ways. Next, we see Hayden. He goes to see Miss Marie and calls her, hey, beautiful. And she said, you came in here smelling like top shelf cologne and dishing out the compliments. You must need something. So he tells her about Judge Swinton, Hudson, and Gary and that power of attorney situation, and then asks for her help to get the POA rescinded. And Miss Marie says, that's a big favor. And she wants to know why Hayden wants to help Gary. And Hayden didn't want to tell anything, he didn't say. And then she says that she can help, but will she help depends on how much time he has and what his pretty little lips can do for her right now. He's like, right now? She said, right now. So Hayden decides to get busy. So now we see that Hayden has finished taking good care, I should say, of Miss Marie's needs and wants. And so she promised to take care of that favor he asked of her. She said, thank you for your service. And he said, thank you for allowing me to service you. And please don't forget. She's like, oh no, I'm going to do it. So Hayden leaves and Miss Marie calls Swinton and basically did the opposite of what Hayden was needing her to do by telling Swinton she cannot have them rescinding that POA. I said, no, she did. I had a feeling she was going to do that. And then she says, sorry, Hayden. So then she calls Miss Mott, that's Karen, and asks her if she and Pam were up for a challenge because she has a business proposition for them. So that was really cool. And now Pam comes over to Karen's apartment, and Karen tells her that Miss Marie called and said that she might have an opportunity for Roots to Riches to be in retail and grocery stores. And Pam jumped up, we gonna be rich, we gonna be rich. She said, wait. She said that she said she will invest another $150,000 if they can double their sales in the next few weeks. And I'm thinking right now, this is the best time for Pam to advertise that edge control the way that Maurice has been using it. And I think he could be their spokesperson or something like that. You know what I mean? and sell it for them. But anyway, Pam said it's going to be hard to do that, and Karen said, I know I'm pregnant, but I'm still a hustler. And so they decide that they're up for the challenge. And Pam says she stays ready. And so they're going to try it. So now this scene, I really enjoy how Danny came back at Tony because I didn't like his whole attitude. You see her, she's meditating on her living room couch, and Tony comes into her apartment using his key, and told me he came by to discuss what happened, and he thanked her for agreeing to see him. And once again, he starts blaming her for pouring a cup of coffee on a coworker's head in front of an HR rep. And she didn't pour it on him. She just hit his hand up, and his coffee flew in his own face. She didn't pour it on him. I wish they would stop saying that. So she's like, "So you want to tell me again that I was wrong? That's why you here?" And he's like, "Why are you getting all tooty with me about something that you did?" I said, "Here we go again." She asked him, "Okay, Tony, how did this all start?" And he don't want to answer. She said, "Why did Leonard get on my case?" And he tells her she never wants to take accountability for her own action. And she asks him, when is he ever going to take responsibility for his role in this? And so she broke it all down for him. And then she added, "When I told you how I felt, you wouldn't even listen to me." Because she said she wasn't interested in that daggone position. And that's what made Leonard target her, she said. So Tony says, "Oh, I see we're never going to see eye to eye on this, and that he'll come back tomorrow when she's calmed down." And she tells him he doesn't have to come back. She thinks they need to take some space from each other. So he starts trying to be a therapist, saying, "Don't say we need space, say you. I don't need space." And then Danny said, "Well, maybe you should give me my key back." I said, "Yes, Danny. Yes, let him know, girlfriend." So he's like, "Are you breaking up with me?" She said, "No, I'm not saying that." She said, "I don't know." She said, "I'll call you." He jumps up. "No, don't call me. Matter of fact, no contact with me at all." So he gets his panties all in a bunch and gets mad because she said that. And she said, "Oh, so you breaking up with me?" "No, I'm not breaking up with you, but I'm tired of this half in and half out, and I can't do this and I can't do that." She's like, "You know what? Whatever." And so he gets up and he leaves the key. And she's like, "Maybe that's for the best." I said, "Okay, everybody, it's time to break and drop these Negroes right now because they ain't the best men that they thought they were." Next, we have Sabrina and Rich. They're at the steam plant, and she lets him know how he embarrassed her at her job in front of a coworker. And he's like, "My bad, that's on me. I was in my feelings and all that." I'm tired of that BS type of apology that he keeps doing. I'm really sick of Rich right now. So she told him what actually happened and was surprised that he even came back since he wasn't taking her calls. And so he's like, he wants to have a baby with her the old fashioned way. And she said, "I invested a lot of money into that IV stuff." And he tells her it would break his heart if she had the baby with Damani or any other man for that fact. But let's be real. It's all about Damani because that's all he kept telling Jordan. "You don't see the way he looks at her. He want to be more than her friend, sperm donor." I was like, that's all it's about. He claiming that he wants to have a family. He never wanted to have a family until he met her. All lies. He only wanted to do that was because his boys talked him into it. Let's be honest with it, Rich. The fact is, Richard, you were not treating Sabrina as the queen that she is, and you're a joker, my brother, and you don't even deserve her. And that's my feeling from Barbie J. Anywho, so she tells him it's too late. She called the clinic and gave them permission to use Damani's sperm for her egg. And she said, "I made a choice and I chose me." I said, "Yes, girl, yes, choose you, baby. Choose you, Sabrina." And as I told y'all in many other reviews about Rich, he is very immature. He got his immature behind up and walked out on Sabrina, leaving her sitting in a restaurant. He is a buster. No, I'm going to change that. He's a loser. So now we have Fatima and Andy, dressed all in black, walking down the halls of the law firm to interrupt their secret board meeting. And Robin wants to know why she is there, and Andy said, "You will soon find out." So so Andy Barnes walks into the conference room with Fatima Wilson holding a baseball bat, and Mr. Benson asks, "What's going on, and why does Miss Wilson have a baseball bat?" And Andy responds with, "We're here about the offer that you rescinded from me without merit, and that Miss Wilson has the baseball bat for aesthetics." So Mr. Jones tells Benson to let her talk. She wouldn't have made such an entrance without something worthy of being said. And he said, "And I sure would like to hear it." So Andy throws down a folder onto the table and it's filled with letters of support from clients, judges, and DAs who were all repulsed at the idea that they took away an offer and yet still benefit from her contributions to the firm. And then Robin brings up the two federal investigations, and Andy said two investigations that lacked any evidence that suggests I committed a crime. So Andy basically tells them that they should be concerned if she walks out that door. And Benson asks why. And that's when Miss Marie came in and said, because I'll be going with her. And he's like, oh, Miss Marie. And she said, oh, Benson, please save it. She said, trust me, I had enough ass kissing for one day. I was like, she talking about hating. So Andy said she would also be taking countless other clients. And then she said, and they will also be losing, not to mention the millions of dollars that she generates for the firm in revenue annually. So Andy says she wants to be reinstated effective immediately or else she's walking. And so they put it to a vote, and all the men put their hands up, especially that daggone Jones. He said, if you didn't have my support before, you sure got it now. I liked him. So she got reinstated, and that was nice. So then Robin came back by later to congratulate her. And she wants to know, is he really congratulating her or he's just a gracious loser or something like that? And he said he was really proud of her. And that's the way he looked, his facial expression looked to me. And he said, you just showed me that that's the person I knew you could be. And then she was like dismissing him, saying like she's busy now that she's a managing partner, she don't have time for him or something like that. And he's like, why are you always trying to push me away? It's like you're scared that if we get to back together, it scares you or something like that. And she tells him it wasn't about us, it was about me. But let's stop playing games, Andy. We all know that you're still in love with him, and I don't understand why she's been pushing him away this whole time. Maybe if she had shown him that love back that he had for her when he was spilling his heart out to her, maybe all of this wouldn't be happening. But Andy, though, I don't know. Y'all tell me down in the comment section what y'all think. I still don't think she deserved that position. Point blank, period. Next, we have Jordan showing up at the hospital to kill Gary for what he's done to Penelope, causing her to lose her baby. He's like, you can remember Andy, but you can't remember Penelope. And she's like, well, Andy's the love of my life. And he's doing all this. He called her crazy, Penelope crazy. And Jordan started choking him and said, you're not going to have a miraculous recovery this time. You deserve to die and I'm going to kill you. And he started choking him. And Gary's yelling security, and I was like, oh, this is so ridiculous. Just kill him and get this storyline over with because I'm so tired of it. I don't know about the rest of y'all. And then the episode ends with Hayden getting home, and Tamara tells him what Fatima did to her because she got an ice pack on her nose and everything, and she tells him everything that happened. And while she's telling him what happened, somebody comes and busts down their front door, and it's Madam's guys with their face are covered with face masks and stuff, and they started whooping their behinds up and down in there. And I just felt that since Tamara was the one who had all the mouth, she should have been the one who gotten beaten up most because Hayden didn't even know nothing about it. You know what I mean? All she did was got pushed to the floor and then told her to watch her mouth. But I don't get it because she's the one who started the whole big mess. Why did Hayden get beat up like that? Not that I mind, but you know what I mean. Course, I don't get it. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I don't even care much for it, to be honest. I really, really didn't. No, you know what I did like? I liked all the three women um standing up for themselves. I liked Sabrina's scene standing up for herself and Danny's scene standing up for herself. That's what I liked. Andy's was wickety whack, if you ask me. So put it down in the comment section what y'all thought about it, and I'll see you all in the next video. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share, and I will see you all in the next one. It's your girl Barbie J saying peace.